Jeff, give me a stat sheet, please. Thanks, appreciate it.
Coach, how important was it to have a game like this? 46% shooting, a lot of guys getting involved who not usually get a lot of time. And
Probably a lot to that. We're not a dominant team. I never project us to be. We have not been. We aren't, and we're not going to be. We don't. Last year's team, I know what a dominant team looks like. They're usually full of juniors and seniors. Like Texas Tech last year was a dominant team. Virginia they were all juniors and seniors. Their guys are all gone. When you start back over a little bit, you build up to that. Next year, the following year, when these guys are juniors and seniors, we got a chance to be. I'm proud as heck of this team. This team's tied for first place. Are you kidding me? Losing 4 starters? After 10 games, we're 8-2, and I don't even know what our overall record is. 18-5. I mean, we could. There's when you look at a game and they record it, they don't put pictures of what happened in the game beside it. It just says W. It's a good win for us. That team beat Cincinnati. That team won at Temple. That team led SMU the other night. We shut them down the first half. Second, one thing about a young team in the second half of games, there's inevitably going to be some let-up. They just do. No matter who it is, whether it's UCLA kids, Arizona kids, Michigan's kids, Michigan State's kids, Duke's, North Carolina, Houston, Cincinnati, young teams always let up, and that's something you just have to keep working at.
Kelvin, whether it's rosters, lineups, changes, but the last 3 years, you guys are 15-0 after a loss. Does that start immediately after practice? Next day, type of overcoming that, or where do you get that, or where does the team get that where they haven't lost after a loss? They haven't made one loss turn into 2.
Nate probably should answer that more. I mean, I know the answer, but Nate, what do you think? Why is it we don't lose 2 in a row?
We just go to practice the next day. We know, what we did wrong, and everybody's held accountable in the coach of the program. We just don't want to lose 2 in a row, and we know, losing has repercussions to it, and we just got to keep moving forward. So, I mean, it's just a mindset. We just kind of coach gets us in the right mindset, mind frame. We go in there and just look at the stuff that we did wrong, and just try to fix it. And the feeling after a loss is never good, so we just go to that.
Yeah, but full disclosure, and I didn't know this, but I got a really good friend in North Carolina that emailed me the other day and said, "Did you know your team in the last 2 years 50-8?" I said, "I didn't know that." It looked good on paper. It doesn't sound as good when you say it, but when I saw it on paper, I said, "That looks like something Gonzaga would be, or Virginia." You don't think of that, but I think therein lies the answer to your question. We just play. We don't get overly excited when we win, and while everybody's sticking their head in the sand when you lose a game or looking for something to be cynical about or be critical about, we're not wired that way. You guys have to do that. That's your job. Our job is to watch film and figure it out. The good thing is we haven't lost a lot. So you said it's the last 15 losses. What's that? How many years is that? 3. Yeah, 3 years. Think about it. That's the most important thing is the entirety of the statement.
Quentin, how have you sort of adjusted your game over the season, to this point now?
Yeah, really just doing whatever coach needs from me out there on the court. I feel like the last 4 or 5 games, he really been on me about rebounding. I feel like just going out there, just doing what he wants and just let everything else come to me, whether it be points, assists. Just go out there with the right mindset, just play hard on defense and rebound, and everything else will just fall in place for me.
Who's in charge of these stats? Huh? Well, did you see him get a rebound and a putback? Well, why is it not on here?
It should be on that. Sorry.
Okay, good. Good. I mean, as much as I've been on him about offensive rebounding, you're not going to give him credit for it? And my God. Take one from Nate. He can afford it. Nate's got a pocket full of change. Quentin needs some nickels and quarters in his pocket. He got, not only an offensive rebound, he got an offensive rebound and a putback. But his team is, it's got holes, but everybody's got holes, right? I mean, I look around the landscape of college basketball. I haven't seen a team that I would say is great. Everybody wants their team to be great. Not happening. But even though you may not be, as aesthetically pleasing as you'd like for, I very rarely am I ever disappointed in their effort. Even the other night at Cincinnati, unless you're a competitor, unless you've ever been in the arena and know how difficult it is to win on the road. For some reason, people think because you're a good team, you're going to win on the road. That's not the way it works. It's hard to win on the road, especially against a good team. I mean, what's our record at home the last 3 years? 33-3. Well, what about all those teams that's lost here? It's hard to win against a good team on the road. Cincinnati's a good team. I could, for 30 minutes the other night, we had a shot. But we had too many turnovers. When you lose a game, it's not hard to figure out why. You don't have to go into some elaborate soliloquy about, well, here's what they did. No, it's real simple. When you got the ball and got a chance to score, if they take it from you, run down there and dunk it without having to work it for the shots, that's how you lose a lead real quick. 15 becomes 13. And all of a sudden, they steal it, move it, make it 3. Now it becomes 10. Now you call a timeout. Next thing you know, and make another one. It can go either way. And you miss a couple of wide open shots or miss a 1-and-1. But that's why it was good to get home tonight. To answer your question, it was good to have a game, but also to be back home. Seems like our road games always back to back. We're having a week of, at East Carolina, at Cincinnati. 2 weeks before that, who was our 2 road games? Nate and Quentin, you remember? We had two road games.
Was it Temple, and Tulsa?
Yeah, was that it?
Yeah.
How many road games we played? 5 or 6?
Seemed like.
Yeah. We get lost in this season. You kind of get lost in it. Somebody just told me that Tulsa lost to Connecticut. Connecticut's good, but you talk about snake pit. They could have beat us. They could have beat Cincinnati. They could have beat, Wichita State, Villanova. They had Villanova beat. So they finally broke through. But it shouldn't surprise anybody because Connecticut's really good.
Coach, I was incorrect. You're 43-3 the last 3 seasons.
Yeah.
I want to shortchange you.
I hope people aren't getting on those teams about losing on the road at us. It's hard to win on the road against a good team.
Coach, what does Nate's versatility give you guys, and does he remind you of any other player you've had in your career with that ability to sort of fill up the box score?
Nate came here as a guy that could rebound, and he's become a great rebounder. I don't remember Nate rebounding much in high school. Don't remember him rebounding much in AAU. He'd have a game here or there. But because of the emphasis and the cultural part of that part of the game, how important it is, how much it's emphasized here, he just bought in. He's good at it. He's really good at it. I don't know. He's the best rebounding guard I've ever coached. I've had some really, really good rebounding guards. Armani Brooks is a good rebounding guard. He averaged, if you average 6 or more rebounds a game as a guard, that's not good. That's great. If you average 7, that's outstanding. Now, don't compare him to our bigs. I mean, you guys know enough to know that, you know, Nate's averaging 30-some minutes a game. Chris is averaging 15. So our bigs aren't going to average many rebounds. You know, Nate, but give Nate credit. When the ball was shot, there's never a time when he's not chasing it. I got on him tonight about not blocking, what number is that, number 5? Number 5 out, but sometimes I have to come up with things to get on him about for rebounding. But, you know, it's almost like, I remember we were getting ready to go to China 5 years ago, and sometimes I'll have, you know, things I'll say to kind of jab him. I said, well, you know, Dotson's not going to rebound. He only averaged 2 rebounds a game at Oregon, and he doesn't even know what a rebound is. And he looked at me and said, I'll bet you I averaged 7 rebounds this year. Well, guess what? He did. You know, but you know, guys like that are aggressive mentalities, are aggressive by nature. Rebounding is something that plays into their wheelhouse. Nate by nature is aggressive, and that's an aggressive part of the game, is rebounding. And Dot was an aggressive player, and so was Nate. So that really fits their personalities.
Nate, I took away from the Cincinnati loss that you brought into today's game, you know, mentally or anything like that.
We just got to keep getting better. We're not going to go back in a shell like, oh, we lost. We're going to take it and learn from it and just move forward from it and just keep moving. A lot more games left. I mean, so we just got to keep going to the race to the finish line.